Yo everyone, so today I am going to be doing a little makeup tutorial on this look. This is a very plain, simple, straightforward look, so I've decided to call it a kind of back to school drugstore makeup tutorial because the majority of the products I've used are from the drugstore today. And obviously if you do go to school or you're in college, like when you're 17, 18 sort of thing, I didn't actually myself used to wear makeup when I was at school. I really started when I was about 16, and even still I used to play it really badly. I used to wear like orange foundation and stuff. So I hope that the products that I use today kind of give you a little bit of help, even if you don't like use all of the products, like foundation for example, you just want to wear eyeliner, then I hope that this kind of tiny little cat eye flick with a very nude and simple eye, a very simple lip, is the kind of thing that you might want to wear to school. Because I understand when you're a young girl and you kind of get to a certain age, you want to take a little bit more care of your appearance, but you're not necessarily allowed to go full on, especially if you're at school. And if you have parents like mine, you wouldn't really be allowed to be going out wearing makeup anyway. So I hope you guys find this tutorial useful and helpful. I've listed all the products below. And yeah, so if you're starting back at school in September, good luck. It's been a long time since I've been at school. And if you've got any more questions, feel free to let me know below. The next makeup tutorial I'm probably going to do is like a Barbie one, because I haven't done like a really bright pink type of makeup tutorial before. So maybe I'll do like a Barbie on a budget kind of one. So again, to make it more affordable for everybody else, because I don't want you guys to always think that I always buy expensive makeup. It's not about the price necessarily. It's always about the quality of product. But I do understand if you're quite young, you wouldn't necessarily have the same amount of money that I do, because I work full time to be able to go out and spend loads of money on makeup. So you don't have to, and hopefully you'll see that in this video. So I'm using Maybelline's Baby Skin Pore Eraser as a primer and just rubbing that all over my cheeks, just a tiny little blob. This primer lasts forever and it is actually one of my favourite primers. Then I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion. Unfortunately I don't have a drugstore version, so I only had to use this one. Now, unfortunately, I didn't realise I hadn't pressed record, so I kind of already started putting on my foundation. But I'm using Bourjois 123 Perfect CC Cream, and the colour I'm using it in is 34 Bronze. And this is a very, very light alternative to using a foundation. And I just apply it all over my skin with a beauty blender, and then just applied it double in the areas that I felt needed extra coverage. This should be enough coverage to wear to school. You don't need to wear full coverage foundation when you are, well, studying. The LA Girl Pro concealers are definitely my favorite concealers right now, and I'm using it in the shade Pure Beige, and I'm not using as much as I normally would do on a day-to-day basis, but this would give you enough coverage for those dark circles you may have, hopefully revising because you were staying up late, you know. But I'm applying it under the eyes with a beauty blender, and then I'm using the Nye Banana Powder, and I managed to somehow get it all over my t-shirt and didn't realise, and just carried on the entire video just with powder, see, all over myself. And I'm just applying this all over my face and under my eyes to set the concealer and to set the CC cream. I always use my Carmex lip balm to prep my lips. Then I use the Au Naturel palette from Sleek Makeup and the shade Cappuccino just to blend it all over my eye and my eyelid to neutralize the entire area. And then I use the shade Bark and a fluffy brush to go backwards and forwards around and along the crease area. Now I worked it really slowly because obviously this is a back to school look, so I didn't want it to be too intense, but I wanted it to be kind of obvious enough that you've got definition to your eye, so I had to go backwards and forwards quite a bit. I used that same Sigma F40 fluffy brush that I used to begin with, just to blend out the edges. And then I used the shade Honeycomb and just a fluffy brush, and I applied it underneath the crease shade and all over the lid. Because the shadows in this palette are quite powdery and quite chalky, you've got to go backwards and forwards a couple of times to build the colour back up, because it does start to kind of wipe off the more you blend, and it is obviously really important that you always blend your eyeshadow out properly. So I'm applying it to both of my lids, and then I'm just going to go back with the 224 and build up that colour a little bit more, at the same time trying to mute it down. Then using this really pale shade called Honeycomb, which is basically the same colour as my own skin, I applied it as a highlight. And then what I did was, because I wanted to do my eyebrows still, because you just want a little bit of definition at school but not too much, so I kept it soft, and I used the same eyeshadow that I used in the crease called Bark, and just an angled brush, and softly just pushed it through my eyebrows. But I kept it really nice and soft so that it didn't look obvious, like when I normally wear my Anastasia dip brow. It's a lot stronger, but in this case, using eyeshadows on your eyebrows give a really nice, natural and soft look. This liquid eyeliner is one of my favourites, the L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim in Intense Black. And I'm not going to do my usual massive cat eye, because obviously this is a back to school look. So I'm just doing a very thin, slim line, and then just a tiny little wing, which was really difficult for me to do because out of habit I always tend to just kind of like just go with the flow and just do a massive wing. But obviously for school you want to keep it nice and natural as possible. You can even use a black pencil liner like a kohl and smudge that across if this is a bit too intense for you. Using my favourite at the moment anyway, my L'Oreal Volume MillionLashes So Couture in a black. I don't think it's appropriate to wear kind of false lashes to school, so using something like this which still gives really nice full luscious looking lashes but still keeps it natural works really well. And then I kind of forgot to put on my kohl liner on my waterline. You can wear something on your waterline but you don't have to, but I decided to do it in this case. I'm using the Rimmel Scandaleyes waterproof kohl kajal in black, which is really good. It's one of my favorite drugstore eyeliners. And then I just applied lashings of the mascara onto the bottom lash line as well. This Bourjois Bronzing powder and highlighter duo is something quite new I got recently, but I think this is really nice and warm to use as a really soft contour. It doesn't really give something really obvious because it's got a bit more orange to it than most normal bronzers that you'd use to contour your cheekbones. So you just apply that underneath your cheekbone, and then just drag it out slightly into your hairline so that you can give yourself a nice kind of bronzed glow. Then for a really nice soft warm blush, I decided to use Espresso by NYX. These are really affordable blushes and one of my favourites that are on the market. So you can just use this to kind of liven up your face a little bit without it being too over the top. And me being me, I just had to use a highlighter still. So I decided to break out my favourite, one of my favourite highlighters, which is Sunbeam by Topshop. This is still available now. It's only a few pounds and it gives a really gorgeous kind of glow to the skin. Then I used Nude Pink lip liner to line my lips after I dabbed off the Carmex. And then what I've started doing recently is applying my lip liner, then smushing my lips together to kind of blend out the lip liner a little bit so the line's not so harsh. Then I decided to use J-Lo's Nude, which is one of my favourite lipsticks at the moment. It's such a gorgeous nudie pink shade and really, really wearable. And this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed the back to school makeup tutorial. Perfect for autumn and fall as well, I think. See you later. Bye.